Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Today, in just a bit, I am off to check out the newest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This film looks awesome. I am really excited to see this movie. The trailer, the story kind of seems like the Ninja Turtles are getting tired of just living in the shadows and not having any friends outside of their little group, so they break out and decide to try to meet some people. And in the course, they come across a lot of other mutants much like themselves. And from wherever the story goes from there, we'll find out. So far from the trailers, I haven't seen any Shredder yet, so honestly, I know that sounds weird, but I'm kind of looking forward to a Ninja Turtles movie that does not have Shredder in it. Because, you know, it's kind of like the villain that's in all of them, and it would be nice to see them branch out to some of the other characters that they have in this series. Oh well. So anyways, why I'm so excited to see this film. I have been watching this trailer, and the trailer itself gives me awesome vibes. Just the trailer. I love every aspect of it. The animation looks great. The voice acting sounds like it's going to be on point. I like the fact that it sounds like they have hired younger actors to play the voices of the Turtles. It's not going to be grown-ass men playing teenagers, so it's not going to be like, hey, Raphael, you better be watching what you're doing, it's not going to be like that, which I like because it gives it more of like a childish, innocence, which it should have because, it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, I got a lot of positivities that I'm looking forward to this film. I can't wait to get out the door and check it out. So the best way to do that is to stop jibber-jabbing and head out because I gotta go see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Welcome back. Just getting home, and guys, oh my god, this movie is so much fun. I loved it. I had a big old grin on my face from the beginning of this movie to the very end. Alright, let's get this started, shall we? Let's get things with the, you know what? No negatives. I got nothing bad to say about this movie. I'm just going to tell you everything that I really loved about it. First thing, the animation. Wow, this animation style was so awesome. I loved the look of the Turtles and all of the different figures and different characters in this film. Everything looks outstanding. I absolutely love this new renaissance of digital animation that we're seeing with this 2D, 3D animation style that was brought, that Spider-Verse brought to the forefront of animation, I think you could say. I love it. I love the style of this film. I don't know what you would call it. It was almost like watercolor comic book, if that makes any sense. It didn't look like 3D figures. It still had this 2D film vibe, but yet it had a three-dimensional look to it. I just think it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. Extremely colorful and fluid. Oh my god, the movement of the Turtles is just so realistic. I loved it. And I'm not talking about just like the martial arts and the fight sequences. Just like when they're standing around acting like teenage boys. Hopping around and doing stuff like this, I loved it. The movement was so amazingly smooth. almost felt like real figures, real movement of a lifelike thing in front of me moving. It was great. The soundtrack to this film, oh my god, if you love 90s hip-hop, you are going to love the soundtrack to this film. I never thought, though, I would see the day that I was watching a children's movie and Dirty Old Bastard comes on in the background. But hey, you know what? Things happen. Also, the animation, the voice acting in this movie is great. Everyone is awesome. The Turtles especially. The young actors playing the Turtles do an outstanding job. Their chemistry together is amazing. I loved it. You really get a sense that these four really were good friends. Brothers, of course, in the movie, but real friends in life, because they just fed off of each other so well. There were these great scenes, just these great moments where the Turtles were just being kids. And let me tell you guys, it just took me back to my days. It made me feel like I was a kid again, hanging with my boys, talking trash, skateboarding, just having a good freaking stupid time. You know, I know that now everybody's got the camera phones. We used to have camcorders back in the day. Yeah, we used to have those big old camcorders up on our shoulders doing our skateboard videos. And that whole sequence with the Turtles, it just made me go back to a happy place. Hell, I almost felt a little tear well up in my eye because it was just filling me with nostalgia. The story is also very good. I know I'm going off on all the technical aspects. The story of this film is great. It has a very good message. It talks about belonging and how sometimes we might make some really dumb mistakes just to try to fit in. But at the end of the day, how all of us just want to kind of be part of something. And I thought it was a very good, very heartfelt message that was in this film. So animation on point, story on point, voice acting on point. This, I don't know, man. I mean, because, you know, Across the Spider-Verse was pretty amazing, and I'm just going to say that this film is right on tier with that one. I really believe that 110%. It might not get as deep in the emotion side. You know, they might keep, the Turtles definitely has a bit more of a upbeat vibe to it than you found in Across the Spider-Verse. Not saying that there wasn't fun upbeatness in Spider-Verse. There was just some darker, downer moments. You don't find that with this film. This one keeps it pretty lighthearted. Even when there's supposed to be moments where things kind of don't look so great, it still has a good way of keeping a very good, hopeful feeling throughout the entire movie. So here's the big question. Is this something that you should see in theaters? Yes! Yes, get out there and see this movie. This is, if you're a Turtles fan, if you're an adult Turtles fan, this is a great opportunity to get your kids involved in this. And I know that there's TV shows and stuff like that, but when it comes to the movies is what I'm talking about. Because for me, that's more of the Ninja Turtles. I didn't really watch the cartoon a whole lot. I was in that 12, 13 age group when the TV show came out. I liked the movie a lot, but for me, it was all about the comic books. I dug the Turtle comic books. So that's where my Ninja Turtle stuff comes in. But if you are a big fan of this and you wanted your kids to experience what you experienced when you watched the Ninja Turtles for the first time, this is a great way to do it. Because this time, they're the target audience. You're still going to enjoy it as a grown adult, but I'll tell you one thing that's really interesting. You are going to you're not going to identify with the Turtles anymore. You're going to listen to old Splinter now. Because, like, Splinter's great, too, because it shows I identified with Splinter because all he wants to do is protect those kids, at all costs. He wants to make sure that nothing bad happens to them, and he knows that there's these terrible people out there in the world, and all he wants to do is keep them safe. So what parent doesn't feel that way? All right, guys, so like I've been saying, this is a solid film to see in theaters. If you got kids, take them to go see it. If you don't have kids, my advice, go see it later in the evening. We went to a matinee special showing, and yeah, kids, I forgot. It's been a while since I've had little kids with me at a movie theater, so, I'm just saying, if you're a grown adult, go see this one at a later time. Alright, guys, well, that's all I have for you. Thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.